SERE is something that Air Force people go through if they are going to be on flying status. And SERE stands for Survive, Evade, Resist, Escape. And I wanted to give some of my advice and tips for SERE. The first major thing that I tell anybody about SERE is try to learn as little as possible about SERE as you can.
As little as you can.
So if your friends start to talk about SERE and you feel like you don't want for things to be spoiled, leave the conversation. The sad thing about SERE is a lot of people go and don't realize that their friends spoiled things or took away things that would have left an emotional impact. And by having friends share about SERE or share about what's going to happen, you will no longer be impacted the way that you need to be. And so those lessons that you will learn will no longer be as memorable. So make sure to be aware of the conversations that you're a part of, and you can say, hey, please don't talk about that, or leave the conversation, or hey, you're not supposed to talk about SERE. All of us agree to not share details about SERE, but people like to share about their experiences and talk with people, but that can lead to individuals that have never gone to SERE to have it spoiled. And so number one, if you've been to SERE, try to talk less or say nothing at all about SERE. And if you're prepping to go, make sure to steer clear of people that talk about SERE. SERE is something that definitely strengthened my religious beliefs. I would suggest if you have religious beliefs to dive deeper into those and to seek out that higher being and to strengthen your way of praying or whatnot. And so really lean into that, especially prior and in preparation to go to SERE, because I felt that faith is something that really helped me during these difficult times and during the trying times of SERE. There are all different ages of people going to SERE.
You look so old.
And knowing that helped me a ton in preparing to attend. Knowing that someone from age 18 to 40 something goes through SERE, not only with me, but they've already passed SERE. And so knowing where I'm at physically, mentally, emotionally, and everything like that, I knew going in, okay, people of all ages, people of all backgrounds have been able to pass SERE. I know that I can do this and really take one step at a day. Another thing is know that people deploy right out of SERE. And so you might be one of those individuals. Understand that they have to leave you in a certain state so that you are ready to go and be deployable. I have a big imagination, and I actually had a couple nightmares prior to SERE because I thought about it so much and all the things that could be done to me. And so hopefully that keeps you a little bit sane. Water and resistance training, I would say practice meditation. That means going to your happy place.
Find your happy place.
Or really learning to visualize a calm beach, or learning to go to that place in the forest next to the river that's really relaxing and nice. Try to visualize those different areas. Try to put yourself there and feel it, sense it, hear it. Just really go into meditative practices and try to heighten your practice with that. I felt like going in, I could have practiced meditation even more and trying to visualize my happy place. Bring a giant water bottle, some IV packets, or even a Pedialyte is great. Really stay hydrated.
Drink water.
Really make sure you're taking care of your needs and eating high protein and having a good diet while you're there so that your body can take care of yourself and that you don't end up passing out or having something happen to you negatively there that you could have had in your control. Okay, while editing, I wanted to clarify that you can still pass out even if you drink water and eat healthy and do all the things you're supposed to, just because your body's stressed out or different things like that. And so I just wanted to explain that I'm just saying, as a mitigation, make sure to take care of your body and do what you can and what is in your control, so that way you can mitigate these other side effects while you're under high pressure. There's a little light keychain size that you can purchase. You can bring shampoo and conditioner. You're at a hotel and they have breakfast for free in the morning, which is a bit more minimal. I was able to eat some eggs that were boiled. They had some muffins. It just depends on the day, kind of what's available, some juice and different things like that. And that was free. But aside from like the tiny shampoo and conditioner and a tiny soap, make sure to bring like a larger size of shampoo and conditioner. That way you don't have to pay out of pocket from the place there if you don't want to. And then for the water exercise, I really appreciated, I actually packed and threw in a hairbrush and like face moisturizer. And that helped me a ton because then my face wasn't super dry and like distracting the entire day. And then I was able to brush my hair and put it back up into a neat bun. And that made a difference for me as a female. Make sure that you bring spandex. I would say there's certain days that you have to wear spandex, and I either missed this in the packing list or not sure what happened, but make sure you bring and pack spandex. That way you don't have to buy it there again. I brought a laundry pad, bring detergent pods, dryer sheets, and then those all, again, you save money and you don't have to go buy everything from the little store. With all of these items, there is a small store there available to you in walking distance from the dorms that you'll be staying at, or the hotel that you'll be staying at, essentially. And so don't stress out about packing all of these things, especially men. I know that a lot of you go with the basics, so don't feel like you have to pack a ton of things. Honestly, you'll be just fine with the things that are provided for you at the shopette. If you do have certain meal bars that you really love, buy and bring 2 meal bars with as many calories as you can find. And then maybe bring a favorite candy bar or a tuna pack or backup meal or something like that. I really enjoyed having a favorite treat and like a meal to come home to for the nights that we got home really late and we're waiting for the meal place, the DFAC, to open. And then for long-term survival training. So for those that will be attending long-term survival training, I would say bring an all-weather notebook, bring chicken bouillon and hot sauce and the best seasonings for you to put on the flavorful meat that you'll eat. Make sure to bring a disposable camera and be sure to grab it out of the jacket that you borrow if they do issue you a jacket. There was somebody that was at resistance training, RT, and they found a camera in their jacket, and that was a big issue. And so make sure to check your pockets before going into resistance training to make sure that your jacket or items of clothing don't have anything in them. And then you can bring the disposable camera only to long-term survival training. Make sure to bring chapstick or some Vaseline for long-term survival training. Anti-itch cream made a huge difference with all the mosquitoes out there. And you can bring your own bug spray. We were provided someone, but it was kind of ancient. And so if you have good DEET, bring some of that. Bring moleskin. That helped some of the people in my flight that hadn't had totally broken in boots or boots that had a little bit too much movement, and that made a big difference. And then ensure that you bring large and small plastic bags, one to fit your CAC in, and then some hygiene or clothes items in case it rains, then your stuff isn't totally ruined and you actually have clean, dry clothes to change into. Bring a bandana that you can drench in water. If it's the hot season, that was really nice to cool me down. And a cheap like Casio watch without Bluetooth on it. That way I didn't have to worry about losing it, and that way I could bring it around and wear it to know what time it was. The other things is a small roll of medical tape can come in handy, and a lot of good quality moisture wicking socks. I had some darn tough socks that were moisture wicking, and that was really great. Make sure to bring a lot, especially if you're going in the cold season and it's going to be snowing. Bring a lot of socks, because if they get soaked, you need to be able to change your socks out, because otherwise your feet will get jacked up. And you can bring some sort of powder or anything like that that can keep your feet dry. And then if you're going during the hot season, again, bring a mosquito net hat if you have one, or there's one at the shop that a lot of people purchase, and it saved their lives from getting eat up on their face and their neck all day. You don't have to bring your own knife. Don't worry about bringing too many camping things.
Oh, here's a treasure. You'll want that, won't you, Mike?
Just imagine with long-term survival training that you're going to be camping, but a lot tougher. But try to have that mindset. Try to imagine just hanging out with a bunch of buds and try to have a good attitude. A lot of people that complained a lot or just went in with a bad attitude, of course, stayed that way. And so go in, just try to see the good in every single day and try to make good memories from it. Keep in mind that SERE is meant to prep you and train you to become a better warrior, a better leader, and know that there are a lot of amazing leaders in charge of the program, and they will keep you safe, and they provide a lot of resources that are really helpful to you. So good luck.